Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to speak directly to the American people tonight about how we can end this shutdown and meet the needs of the American people.
Oh my God, that was somehow even more awkward than I first imagined a joint Pelosi and Schumer address would be. Luckily, we have Bernie and AOC coming up. Last night, President Trump took to the airwaves to fearmonger, peddle racist propaganda about his wall, and explain away the government shutdown, aided and abetted by the corporate news media's controversial decision to air it, despite doing the opposite for President Obama's immigration address in 2014. It's part and parcel of the media's Trump problem, chasing ratings and sensationalism. TV news gave Trump $2 billion in free media in the 2016 election, aiding his victory. For context, Mr. Trump earned $400 million worth of free media in February 2016, about what John McCain spent on his entire 2008 presidential campaign. Which is why we needed a forceful, impassioned, dynamic response to his lie-filled, media-enabled immigration address. So, not this.
Thank you, Speaker Pelosi.
Honestly, you'd think these guys were never on television before in their lives. I'm not trying to pile on here. They are in the right place here, policy-wise, but this is the result of having really poor, uninspiring communicators as the leaders of the Democratic Party. When the time comes to make the progressive case, politicians like Schumer and Pelosi fall incredibly short. Luckily, we have some progressives who are not in formal leadership, but are leaders of the progressive cause nonetheless, who chose to respond to Trump last night. Senator Bernie Sanders picked apart Trump's lies methodically, while Representative Ocasio-Cortez went off on MSNBC.
He's fighting against almost every way that people can actually legally enter this country, forcing them to become undocumented, and then he's trying to attack their undocumented status.
Trump has told the American people several hundred times, and he mentioned it tonight, that Mexico would pay for the wall. That's a lie.
Those women and children trying to come here with nothing but the shirts on their back to create an opportunity and to provide for this nation are acting more in an American tradition than this president is right now.
You want to talk about crises? At a time of massive income and wealth inequality, tens of millions of our workers are earning starvation wages and are unable to adequately provide for their families. That's a crisis.
And that's how you do it. You see, the reason that so many progressives and Democrats are so refreshed by politicians like Ocasio-Cortez and Sanders is the contrast that I just illustrated. Party leadership is so out of step with where the base is. Democratic voters want fire. They want bold progressivism. And that's not what Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are providing. The very fact that Sanders chose to do his own response to Trump is indicative of that fact. The Reaganomics Democrats who are terrified of seeming progressive and who love Wall Street just aren't cutting it anymore. And that is why people are turning to politicians outside of the official party leadership, to the likes of AOC and Bernie. We need effective responses to Trump because our country and world depend on it. And if we have to go outside the Democratic Party structure to do so, so be it.